Well, good evening. For all of you just joining us here on the Fox News channel, I'm Michael Smith. Thank you for joining me on the new Michael Smith Tonight. It's February 1st, 2021. We do appreciate your viewership this evening. We have a panel conversation coming up. We want to thank you for joining us and putting your trust into the Fox News channel. We are fair, balanced, and still unafraid. Michael Smith Tonight starts right now. And welcome to Michael Smith Tonight. Again, I'm Michael Smith. Let's get into my talking points memo this evening. My tip of whoa, I feel like whoa. I guess you guys couldn't hear us for that long period of time. But my tip of the day basically was, apologies, this is our first broadcast. Give us a little bit of break here, but do not be truculent to basically emailing the Fox News channel. We are here for you, and we will always give you a voice. We will always allow you to speak your mind on the Fox News channel. Be sure to tell us if you have any comments or concerns about the show in the comments section below or in any emailing. But email us. We appreciate all the comments and concerns that you all give to the Fox News channel. We appreciate everything that you guys do for the Fox News channel, and you are the reason why we are still in business. So let's go ahead and get into the bread and butter of tonight. Enough of me on my spiel about the network. I've got two great people with me tonight, and two great people that are really two great conservatives, let alone black conservatives. Just my favorite thing to really see more people, that look like us in politics. First off, I want to introduce Jet Lennox. Jet Lennox is a great long friend. I've known him for about 30 years. Jet Lennox, I'm glad to see you. And Micah Prince, we're going to be talking to him for a second, both from Georgia. Jet Lennox just had his rally a couple days ago in Atlanta. We're going to talk more about that as well tonight, Lennox, so we're not going to forget that. But first, I want to talk about a very hot button issue on the minds of many Americans right now, and that is the immigration soaring. The GOP and Foxworth is really pushing for this border wall tonight, especially after what we're hearing from that press briefing. The press secretary, Mason Monty, seems like he knows that the president is for a border wall. He supports a border wall, which is great because we need to continue construction for the border wall. So what are you all's thoughts on the border wall, Jet? What do you think about it?
Well, what I think about it, Michael. First of all, thank you for having me on your show
No
tonight.
problem.
What I think about this border issue, Micah. I mean, Michael. I'm sorry. What I think about this border issue is, look, we have to secure our borders. At the end of the day, a nation without borders, as Ronald Reagan said, a nation without borders is not a nation at all. So we have to, secure our borders. You look in Texas, you look in Arizona. These governors have to also help out the federal government with this issue. Well, President Donald Trump, he wanted to build a wall. President Foxworth seen that he wants to build a wall. The Senate Republicans, they want to build a wall. They want to have secure borders. House Republicans, they also want to do the same thing. But Michael, as you already know, we don't have the House, but we have to do. The president has to do everything that he can with his executive power, to handle this. We have to make sure that we do that. In catch and release. As you know, that was
Right.
a failed policy under the Obama administration. We cannot afford to keep having that. We need to know who. We need to have a system where we know who's going in and out this country. I do personally believe, Michael, that we should be able to have bills that come to the Senate floor and House floor that allow, for it to be easier to get into this country. But in order for us to do that, we have to be able to first secure our borders. If we don't have
Exactly, and that's
secure
the whole
borders,
point.
then we cannot make it easier for these people to come in. We need to know who is coming in and out this country. Point blank. Period. We cannot keep. And it sounds all good to keep talking about this, but it's time that we put the pen to paper and get this done, Michael.
Absolutely. And Micah, I know you feel the same way. We share very similar schools of yeah, absolutely. And I know we share very similar schools of thought on this because these Democrats, listen, they're getting out of control. I mean, we got to get them tamed up. We got to get them under control. I mean, what are your thoughts on this? I mean, this border wall, we got to continue the construction. I mean, the Democrats aren't doing anything. What are they doing? I'm
Well,
confused.
how do you expect us to protect our borders if we don't have a se- secure foundation around our country, which is why it is very important that we have these walls around our country. And that's just my personal opinion and my political opinion, and that's what I stand by.
I definitely agree with what you're saying there. So, I mean, what is your opinion on this border wall? I mean, what is your opinion on, the border situation? Because it's a rampant debate in America. I mean, it is ramping up and it's getting to be very heated. So, what is your thought on it?
I
Michael, I'm
think
sorry.
it's
Yeah, go ahead.
it's very simple that we need these walls built, and that's just it. That's the reality. If Democrats have a problem with it, then they can find their own solution. But in reality, the Republicans have a solution, and they're in denial. That's just my opinion.
That's right. They're in denial of the
And,
solution. And
and and
yeah,
let
go
me
ahead, Jay.
say something. Let me say something else. Let
Yeah.
me add on some more stuff about this. I would like to say that the Senate Minority Leader did agree that we should have secure borders. So I will say that Mr. Brockhart did agree. Hopefully, he actually is going to help us to secure our border. I want to also say we have to be in full support with our border patrol officers. We have to be in full support with them. Me and
Exactly.
My other son, Senator Lenz from the state of Texas, we recently went down to the border to see these guards. We went to see what was happening at the border for ourselves. Let me tell you, it's disgusting.
It
It's
is.
sad to be able to see this happening. We
It
need,
really
as
is.
I say, we have to know who's coming in and out this country. And Democrats think that if we have open borders, it would give them a lot of Latinas and Latino votes. But
That's
no, it's
right.
not.
Listen, I
Latinos and
think you're
Latinos
right.
also understand that
Listen, the
we need secure
Democrats are
borders.
using the border, the illegals, to give them citizenship to for a new voting bloc in the Democratic Party. I mean, that's what they want to do. They want a new voting bloc in the Democratic Party. I mean, you just respond to the money, right? I mean, they want a new voting bloc because their voting bloc, their margins are shrinking, so they need a new voting bloc, and they want to use Hispanics, Latinos. They want to use them as a new voting bloc.
That's true, Michael. And I say that these policies are quite insane. Literally, the definition of insanity is literally, doing the same thing over and over again, expecting different results. And that's what they are doing. They're still trying to go with these failed policies that we have seen that has already failed once. Why are we going to keep trying to do the same thing over and over again? We can't keep doing that. That is insane.
That's
And
right.
that's why we Republicans, we have to stand firm. We have to stand with we have to have a backbone,
That's
and we
right.
have to go in here and we have to make sure our borders are secure.
That's right.
And
We need to make sure
also,
that they are secure. Go ahead, Micah, and I'm going to talk
also
about the
going back to
hashtag
what you
next.
said earlier about them using the Latinos and the people of color to get their votes, etc. I've been in politics for many years, and I've seen it many times, especially from the Democratic Party, when they would get either a African or a person of color as their counterpart, or they will have some type of spokesperson that is of color
Yeah, they,
to
they
gain
try to
votes in the
token like you. They
minority.
try to make
And
it like
it's
that they relate to you when they don't have any
exactly, and
idea about the struggle of being black. I mean, yeah, I mean, and there really isn't a
it's
struggle per
disgusting.
se like
It's
a
disgusting.
way you can't be black. There is a problem. I mean, there is nothing wrong with being black. I mean, there's nothing wrong with that. I mean, there's not a. I mean, the barriers that once held us back in this country are for the most part gone. If you're willing to work hard, put in the equity, put in the sweat equity, then you're gonna do well in this country, and that's always been my opinion. We should always have a fair and equal opportunity. I believe that we have that now. So like I said, to each his own on that one. But I definitely agree with what you're saying there. Absolutely. But to chime in on this conversation, please tag me on Twitter because I want to hear your thoughts about what I'm saying, what you're saying. Please tag me on Twitter and use the hashtag Michael. It's on the bar right there. Hashtag Michael. Tag me at Michael Smith AP. I gotta change that handle, but at Michael Smith AP. And tag me there and use the hashtag Michael. I'm sure somebody will put it in the chat during a commercial break. I may change it during the break, but you never know. So on this immigration thing, right? Because I mean, it's just we're gonna have a couple more questions on this, and we're gonna move on to another topic, and that is all I'm gonna say is, excuse me, um, so like I said, you all doing great things in Congress, great things in the House, great things all together to do this. Now, I want to ask you this question: what are the Democrats doing to try to stop the immigration, the illegal aliens, the migrants? I mean, are they supporting Border Patrol? I mean, no one is giving us an update on exactly what's going on in the House or in Congress. Period. I mean, what is going on?
Well, Michael, I can't tell you what is quite happening 100% with Eric Carthy because I'm not a Democrat. But when you look in the House, I definitely can't tell you what's happening there because the House is a mess. It's a mess.
And there is a
I don't
terrible
even want to think
speaker,
about the House.
Tom Kirkman. He needs to get his act together because he knows nothing about anything to do with law. He got his law degree, his political science degree. He got it from eBay. That's what I've always said. He got his degree from eBay. And, this man is just the worst of the worst. I mean, I haven't seen such a loser of a Speaker of the House I have ever seen. He got his degree from eBay. He got online. Matter of fact, he got it from Alibaba. Because, matter of fact, he doesn't know what he's doing. He got his degree online, and he didn't actually get it from Yale or Princeton or whatever he says he got his degree from. He did not get it from because he doesn't know anything about politics, policy, or anything. I mean, what does he know? He knows nothing at all. So it's very sad, but continue.
Well, yeah, when it comes to the Kirkman, I don't really know him that well. I don't really know the speaker that well. Haven't really served in him with Congress that well. But what I can say to him is this: you have to put your foot down when it comes to your people there. He has to put his foot down. I see that he kind of put his foot down with James B. Trippin. We finally got him out of office. He resigned because he was a disgrace, got out of office.
He couldn't take the heat.
God for that. That was needed.
The people of his district, I know they're very happy right now. They don't have they actually have a voice. I know he called us a coon.
On national TV, on CNN, called me a coon. That's so
he called Mike on national TV. But you see, with me, when
they
me
try
and
to
the other
call
ones,
you
he
a
just called us
coon.
that.
They try to call you.
It's
they try to
disgraceful.
call you a coon, but they're not gonna do it. It's very sad what they're doing. They try to call you a coon, but they can't.
A coon.
You can't
They
stop
tell
it.
you you're a coon, your Uncle Tom. They say all these different things just because you don't want to be indoctrinated with lies for the rest.
That's right. And I definitely agree with you all. And listen, we can talk until the cows come home, guys. Listen, I promise we're gonna make a whole episode with just you two on Michael Smith tonight. Seriously, because we have a lot to discuss, and it is just so much going on. My final thing with the you two is, I know Jet Lennox just timed out there, is the rally that you had, Jet, over a couple days ago in Atlanta. Trying to rally up the vote for your re-election. Tell us about that.
Okay. Well, it seems like he's lagged out.
All right. He disconnected here. Yeah, so his mic disconnected. I think we're having audio troubles with him. So, all right, we're going to come back to him. But, Micah, your final thoughts here before we let you guys go for a short commercial break.
The rally was very fun. Last night I made a speech. My speech was very interesting, but I still made it, and it had a point to it. It was very intriguing.
Yeah, definitely.
Intriguing
Well, we
rally.
thank you all for joining us, and we thank you for being on the show. But like I said, two great conservatives here joining me on Michael Smith tonight. We thank you all for watching. All right, guys. So coming up, we are not going anywhere. You think we're going anywhere? We're not going anywhere. So coming up right now, we're going to talk about rhinos in our own party, in the Republican Party, leading the House Republican Caucus. We're going to talk about that as well. Also, teacher salaries are expected to rise by $15,000 in the next 10 years. We're going to talk about that. And how is that going to affect your local property taxes? Is the question that I have coming up here on Michael Smith Tonight. Do not go anywhere. Michael Smith Tonight will be right back.
Tasha, did you know Geico could save you hundreds on car insurance and a whole lot more? So what are you waiting for? Hip Hop Group Tag Team to help you plan dessert?
French vanilla, rocky road, chocolate peanut butter cookie dough. Scoop this, scoop this, scoop this, scoop this, scoop shakalaka, 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 shaka, scoop shakalaka, shakalaka, shakalaka.
Geico. Switch today and see all the ways you could save.
Introducing Modern Refinery, designed for affordable luxury. Available exclusively at Ashley Home Store.
Cause I'm in the stars tonight. Cause it's getting heavy, can't hear the bass. DirecTV has been rated #1 in customer satisfaction over cable for 17 years running. But some people still like cable, just like some people like banging their head on a low ceiling, drinking spoiled milk, camping in poison ivy, getting a paper cut, and having their arm trapped in a vending machine. But for everyone else, there's DirecTV. For #1 rated customer satisfaction over cable, switch to DirecTV. Call 1-800-DirecTV.
Hi, Phil Swift here for Flex Paste, the incredible rubberized paste. Right out of the tub, Flex Paste is super thick. It clings to the surface and it instantly fills gaps and holes. Flex Paste penetrates deep into hard-to-reach areas. You can spread it, shape it to take on just about any form. Use Flex Paste on wood, metal, all types of surfaces. And once it dries, it turns to this, a strong, flexible rubber. It expands and contracts. Flex Paste is tough stuff. Now that's a lot of damage. But with Flex Paste, you can create a watertight seal. Flex Paste rubberized coating is UV, chemical, and mildew resistant. In extreme heat, driving rain, or freezing cold, Flex Paste keeps its hold. Flex Paste is perfect for projects, crafts, and hobbies. Shape it, mold it, or paint it any color. With Flex Paste, you can create just about anything you can imagine. And when insects or rodents are getting into your home, use Flex Paste to seal up large holes to keep those unwanted pests out. Flex Paste Advanced Formula won't dissolve or wash away. And it even works underwater. So you can apply Flex Paste underwater, and it even dries underwater. And once Flex Paste dries, it turns into a strong, flexible rubber. Storms and floods can destroy your home, but you can push Flex Paste deep into wet surfaces and hard-to-reach areas. Now it's easy to seal up windows and doors to help prevent flood damage. To show you the power of Flex Paste, I took this chicken wire. Woo! Bent, shaped, and molded it, then covered it with only Flex Paste, and created the world's first Flex Paste rubber boat. Not only does Flex Paste seal up every hole in the chicken wire, but it creates a strong, watertight barrier that bends and stays flexible. And the inside is completely dry. You can get Flex Paste and the entire Flex Seal family of products at FlexSealProducts.com.
And welcome back to Michael Smith Tonight. I'm Michael Smith. Thank you for joining me. We appreciate your support in our brand new Studio G here on the 5th floor here in New York. We appreciate your support. But let's go ahead and talk about what's going on right here. There's a live look at Washington right now, where the do-nothing Democrats are continuing to stall the Foxworth agenda right now, that they try to push their own radicalized agendas to stall the Foxworth agenda. But we're going to be talking about people that want to pass an agenda and really want to reshape government as we see it. And it's just, we want to bring on people that, defy the norms and, want to do some different things in government. So right now, joining me right now is Senator from Oklahoma, Republican, a great friend of mine. I've known him for a good while, actually, now that I think about it, a good while. Jimmy Bowlers, and he's going to be talking about his bill that he's trying to get passed right now. Also join me right now to talk about the agenda being stalled. Our second panel conversation is a newly conformed Republican, really, in my opinion. Always conservative to me, but always a great friend of mine. Either way, Dr. Andrew Cooper, great friend of mine as well. So I hope you all are having a great evening. How are you all doing?
I'm doing good. How about you, Michael?
I'm doing well, Michael.
Doing great, thanks. We appreciate you guys coming on the show tonight. So, first off, before we start anything, how the weather across the country right now is just crazy. Raining, heat, hail. I mean, what is going on across the country right now, folks? Jeez. I mean, there's a lot going on right now. But anyways, moving on to today's agenda, the topic at hand, really. I get sidetracked sometimes. Is the agendas that the Democrats are trying to pass to try to stall Foxworth's agenda right now. So, Jimmy, tell me about what you're trying to do right now to try to pass an initiative against BLM and against Antifa and their radical looting ways and it's called the Woke Mob Act of 2021. What is that going to do? And will it get passed is the question in this Democratic House and what's going on. But go ahead.
The Democratic House is what we're going to have to certainly worry about getting this bill passed. But inside of my bill, it states that, Black Lives Matter caused $1 and $2 billion in insured damage. The highest recorded damage from a civil disorder in the U.S. history, surpassing the record set during the 1992 Los Angeles riots. Over one man. The Democrats tried to idolize this man, George Floyd, as an American hero, but was actually a career criminal. What happened during that, and that was a bad deal.
And I want to tell you this. I mean, George Floyd, and I don't want to just go totally just kablooey on the situation. So, George Floyd is nothing more than a career criminal. Okay? Listen, he was on drugs at the time of this problem. And honestly, if George Floyd wasn't on the drugs that he was on, he may still be alive today. And we look at the video, he was obviously disoriented. He didn't know what was going on, Andrew. And, he didn't know what was going on. He didn't know what he was doing. I mean, he was obviously he was giving out a counterfeit $20 bill. I mean, really. I mean, what was he thinking? I mean, I don't know, but that's something we're going to talk about for another day. But I mean, really, Andrew, they are using, and they're going to put biographies out on this man. I mean, about a struggle to be black. I mean, Andrew, what is the struggle to be black? I mean, I guess we will both know, right? I mean, what is the struggle to you?
Black people are being undermined, put below the quality of race and how you should be treated. It has gotten to a point where people feel the need to riot and break out with anger, but ideally it's only making things worse. And of course we saw a select group, I should say, of peaceful protesters, which is okay. They were marching to make a change. We did that so many years ago. We marched on Washington.
Listen,
we made one of the most historic
Democrats
moments.
are nothing more than race-baiting Democrats. They push the narrative that they want to see. They use race. Notice that BLM and Black Lives Matter, Antifa, and the Democrats, they only come up during every election season. They come up during every election season, and nobody else understands it. They only come up during election season. You can't see them during midterms. You can't see them during any other time, but now you can see them during the midterms because it's a crucial
Right.
election. Next year, when you see them during the midterms, you're gonna be like, oh my gosh, BLM, oh my gosh, Antifa, whoa, what happened? You know, so guys, I mean, this is just the Democratic Party at its finest. I mean, they're just a bunch of race baiting people. You know, for the longest, the Democrats have been the racists in America. They were the original racists in America, but no one's going to talk about that. No, who did Frederick Douglass support when he was on his abolition mission, the Republican Party? And Abraham Lincoln, remember that, everybody. That's something that they won't teach you in school because they want to indoctrinate you with CRT and 1619 instead of putting quality STEM programs. I mean, come on, STEM programs, technical education into our schools. But they will put 1619, CRT, and every other education besides the thing that we need in the school in school. Right? So this is the problem in America. Why our kids are 23rd compared to Chinese man in China or Vladimir in Russia or somebody else like that. So, you know, it's very sad where our public school is today. And that's why I've always supported the privatization of the public school system. For the longest time I have. So, Jimmy, what does this bill entail? What laws? What amendments? What is in this bill that's going to make a change for America?
Well, yeah, right now it is in, you know, the draft part, I should say, of making this. I just drafted up a bill as I was sitting at my desk, and I was, saw an article about, Black Lives Matter and all the riots and stuff. And, I thought that this would be a very good thing for America. Because, just like you stated, it only comes around during election time, which is very odd. No one talks about that. But,
right.
The founders of these groups will, the FBI director and the CIA director will, will need to form a task force to, get these people under control when it comes around the time, and then we need more, more people, I should say police officers, National Guard, prepared. We're never prepared for this, but it happens every election.
Nobody prepared for this. That's absolutely right.
And then no one will get away with no more looting, no more causing harm to property, to people. You won't get away with, chanting death threats towards our police officers. You won't get away with vandalism. Each one of them will be arrested. There won't be no getting away with it. Not this time.
That's right. Because do you know how many people looted the Nike store? How many people looted the Sally's Beauty Supply? Quenisha's gotta get her weave somehow. Quenisha's gotta get her weave somehow. Seriously, do you know how many people looted? That was the first store that they looted, was the Sally's Beauty Supply. That was the first store they looted. Sally, listen, Quenisha, Bonita has gotta get her weave somehow. And
I couldn't get the oil for my hair.
Oh no, shit, they couldn't get it. Oh no, because we gotta wait to loot a store to get what we need. That's what we do. We gotta wait to loot a store to get what we need.
We know why they looted them stores. They ain't got no job.
Oh no.
Let's be honest.
See, listen, Jimmy. When they got back to a shift, when stuff got back to normal, you notice when all that Portland protesting started to end. When the Chaz shut down, is when people got back to work. People were unemployed and were bored and had nothing to do, so they decided to start going out and stealing stuff. That's how that works. And when they got back on a job, it never happened again. That is the problem. People need to be on a shift because they're just lazy. They're lazy. They don't want to work for nothing. Nobody wants to work for anything in America anymore. They're just common thugs. Common thugs. And the CNN fake news media, it thinks that they're going to do better than Fox and thinks that they're going to report the real news, the real story. Come on. Listen, there was a burning building behind a CNN anchor and they said it was a peaceful protest. CNN is the worst media outlet in American history. They are terrible. It is the Chicken Noodle News Network. Chicken Noodle News. That's right, Chicken Noodle News Network. It's not a real network. It's the little engine that could. And it's a false network. It's a terrible network. Like I said, just don't be an idiot and watch it. But like I said, I'm back to what you're saying here. We're poking around at it. We're getting there, Jimmy. But what I'm saying is, I guess in the drafting phase, and I understand that. Yeah, that's all good and that's great. So Andrew, what do you think about this bill? What do you think about what happened last year? You know, about these protests? I mean, because we gotta hold these people accountable because people are still out, away, are free when they lose thousands of dollars worth of merchandise. I mean, what are your thoughts on this, Andrew?
I think this is a part of politicians playing games with us on Washington. I think that they want to do everything that they're not supposed to be doing, and they're not paying attention to the real facts. When it comes to their reputation, they want to do all this chanting and protesting and supporting. And then when it's the middle of a non-election year, it's like these people are in the wrong. But really, dirty politicians in Washington have initiated those protests that happened last year and the protests that we're even seeing this year. It's
Exactly.
sad.
I mean, and what are your thoughts on that, Jimmy? I mean, they were the ones that wanted to start the race baiting, the we're gonna be at your throat. I mean, what are your thoughts on that, Jimmy? I mean,
Well,
it's true.
yeah, it's very true. But let's just be honest here. Are we surprised that the Democrats have done this? It's
I
not a
mean, we're not. I
surprise
mean,
at all.
because it's the
They do it
Democrats. I
every
mean,
year.
they're stupid.
They do it every year.
They do it
Their
every
past
election year.
their
They
past
did it in
shows. I mean,
2012. They did it in 2009. They did it when Obama was trying to get elected too. But no one, everybody overshadows that too because they did it then, and they're gonna continue to do it. But it's definitely something. But our final thoughts here, because I know I can't have you guys all night. I really wish I could have all of you guys for just like a whole panel, like all night. But don't worry, you all will be on our election night coverage. So do not worry, you all will be on next year. And when we do just minor things, we're going to do like a town hall very soon. So stay tuned for that too. But anyways, I mean, what are you guys' thoughts on just BLM and everything? Because we got to continue to hold them accountable, you know. So, I mean, and my final question, there is just the political part of the bill. Instead of just, you know, the social impact of the bill. Do you believe that, you know, Jimmy, it can get passed through the House? I mean, how much of a fight is that going to be?
We would have to. It would have to be such a bipartisan bill because we don't have strong Republicans in the House. Let's just be honest here. You know, everybody
And
that's
you
in
have
the
such rhinos in the House. I mean, it's
yeah,
terrible.
everyone that's a strong conservative Republican is in the Senate. That's why in 2022, Republicans are going to win big. We're going to win very big. Actually, we're going to take back the House and we're going to expand our majority in the Senate. It's going to happen.
Definitely, we're going to have to expand that majority and continue it up. Andrew, what are your final thoughts before I let you guys go?
I think that in the House of Representatives, we're going to have to push hard. And we're definitely not going to have to do as much in the Senate, seeing we have the majority there. But in the House, we are definitely going to need to be working bipartisan, putting together ideas and information that'll really help Democrats and Republicans connect on this mindset. Even with the Speaker of the House, my brother, Thomas Kirkman, no matter what, we still have to see
Fruit
how
Loop
he
leader, you forgot
feels.
that. Go
Oh,
ahead.
yeah,
Right,
that's
I mean,
right.
and listen, he's on the LGBTQIAWPGD spectrum.
Mhm.
Listen, if the Speaker of the House is using pronouns, if you see a man using pronouns, he is the weakest man you have ever seen. Real men don't use pronouns, okay? I don't know what pronouns are. I mean, who knows what pronouns actually are? Real men don't use
Let's
pronouns.
just be honest here. If a man uses pronouns, his daddy did not spank him enough.
Exactly. Well, we need real men to teach these kids that real men don't use pronouns or are
they've
gay.
been surrounded by a bad environment.
They're surrounded by
Yep.
these women that's flipping their hair and hopping their hips. But they need real men to set them straight that real men do not use pronouns, and they don't for sure are gay. So, I mean, really, we have got to tell our kids that the pronoun game in America is over. It's over. We gotta stop it.
Michael, we gotta have parents that will, educate the kids
That's
as
right.
they're growing up. Parents do not educate their kids.
They don't.
They trust to send their kids to a public school, and then they don't learn anything.
Don't learn anything.
The education system is broken. Our parents are broken.
Oh yeah.
Oh, hoping the Secretary of Education does something about it.
And he won't, because the
Secretary of
they won't
Education
do
is a
anything.
progressive.
They don't do anything in the education
we have a
department.
Republican administration, and I don't know. It just seems like people are saying there's a level of incompetence.
Well,
from
I
him.
can agree with you on some of that, but I definitely do agree with what you're saying. So thank you both for joining us. We appreciate it. Like I said, we're going to have a whole panel of you guys towards the end, because I'm just going to go around and ask what you guys' final thoughts are, because, we got a great powerhouse panel with us tonight. So, anyways, thank you all for joining me, and we appreciate you all's support of the of the Fox News channel. So, thank you all for watching, and be sure to tell your friends to watch Fox. Whoa. Anyways, all right. So, coming up, we're going to have a one-on-one interview coming up with a great friend of mine, which I believe is here, is Emmanuel Lennox. We're going to have Emmanuel Lennox on coming up, and then we're going to get into our final thoughts. So, do not go anywhere. Michael Smith tonight. We'll be right back on Fox. Also, one more thing my producer told me to tell you. There you go. There's a live look at Washington right there. Again, the Do Nothing Democrats are hard at work in there, doing nothing for the American people as usual. But I'm going to talk to Emmanuel Lennox about how they are trying to take religion out of America. They are trying to strip you of your Christian values every single day. They can't do it. They won't do it. Stay tuned to Michael Smith Tonight. We'll be right back.
Yeah, we're here for the BTS meal.
A Coke and fries. 10-piece chicken McNuggets. And one more thing. 2 more things. Sweet chili sauce. And cage.
Get the BTS meal at McDonald's.
Ba-da-ba-ba-ba.
Yeah, I'm married. Doesn't matter. You do that for me? Really? Yeah, I'd like that.
Who are you talking to?
It's Jake from State Farm. Sounds like a really good deal.
Jake from State Farm at 3 in the morning? Who is this?
It's Jake from State Farm.
What are you wearing, Jake from State Farm?
Khakis.
She sounds hideous.
Well, she's a guy, so.
Another reason more people stay with State Farm. Get to a better state.
And Doug.
Hey, Limu. How great is it that we get to tell everybody how Liberty Mutual customizes your car insurance so you only pay for what you need? Sorry. Whoops. Meow, good evening. Meow. Nope. Oh, what? I'm an emu. No, buddy. Buddy, it's a filter.
Only pay for what you need.
Liberty, 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 liberty.
Love lower than low prices? Then get more ways to save at Kroger, where you can find personalized coupons, weekly deals, and rewards like fuel points. All for prices that are lower than low. On food that's fresher than fresh. Kroger, fresh for everyone.
What's the difference between a point in time and a moment in history? What tells us that now can be different? Maybe the question isn't what, but who. Maybe the most different thing about now is you.
All right, and welcome back to Michael Smith's Time to look at the live look at the dome of the Capitol right there. There you go, right there. But we're going to continue our conversation in America on religion. And I want to bring in Emmanuel Lennox. He's a great friend of mine. I've known him for a little while now. I want to talk to him about what's going on. Dr. Emmanuel Lennox, he is really senator from Missouri here, Republican, great friend of mine. They want to take religion out of America. They want to take religion out of school. They want to tell kids that it's not right to pray. So let's talk about this because, I think prayer should still be in school. Instead of hanging the cross, they hanging those pride flags instead of putting the cross on the window. So it really is something. But first off, how are you, Emmanuel?
I'm doing well, Michael. First, before we get into this interview,
Yeah.
I'd just like to send my thoughts and prayers out to Mount Calvary, Hold My Mule, St. Helens Pentecostal Baptist Church, the second campus run by Bishop Jamari James that got blown over in high winds. So my thoughts and prayers are with the church.
Sorry about that. I think my control board here to control my my script was kind of thrown over when I was laughing. Sorry about that. Okay, yeah, definitely. Our thoughts and prayers are with them tonight. All right, so tell me your thoughts on the really religion in America. What are your thoughts on it? And prayer in school. I mean, America just getting so unholy. I mean, what are your thoughts on that?
Well, as my father would always say, holiness is still right.
Man,
I think that we as a nation have strayed so far away from our founding principles that we're losing touch with ourselves. I think the only real way to go back to traditional values is to start with the religious freedoms we once had that the Democrats are trying to take away from us. I tried to see from the perspective of those Democrats in Washington, but I can't seem to get my head that far up my ass. It's just truly upsetting me to know that my children have the potential to be in a school or a classroom where they are actually shamed for praying.
That's
or
right.
They're disrespected because of their faith. And that's the way the country is headed because of the Democrats and this new ideology pushed by these liberals in this country. That's the way our country is headed.
Yeah, they want to shame you for praying. They want to shame you for believing in a God. And that's never how it was. America was founded on Christian principles, a strong Christian base. I mean, they want to remove the Pledge of Allegiance. They want to make it optional to say the anthem. I mean, really, they are just outrageous. I mean, it's terrible. So, what is your thoughts on, Democrats taking Christianity out of America? I mean, do you believe that we can pass something to put religion back into schools?
Well, unless we elect common sense people such as Republicans, there's no real way to bring change. That's why it's so crucial that people get out and vote in 2022 for Republicans. But religion really is one of those things where you base your whole life around. I know personally I've based my whole life around my religion, which is Christianity. I was raised in a household where Christianity was always accepted, where we would go to church every Sunday and Wednesday. So I think that the way the Democrats are trying to push religion out of our schools and out of the United States as a whole is an attack on the United States founding principle. And it's truly upsetting.
Yeah, it is. Holiness is still right, and it needs to still be right. We need the Pledge of Allegiance and that in school. So how the Republicans reaching out to that evangelical vote? Because it's a very key vote in the Republican Party. It's a very crucial vote. So how are you all reaching out to grab that evangelical vote and that base of the Republican Party?
Well, the Republican Party has never struggled with the evangelical vote. I know that evangelicals have always aligned with the Republican Party because we are the party of religious freedoms. We are uh, the party where you will be allowed to speak freely of your religion without being silenced or um, called a transphobe or these random things that the Democrats you could be walking down the street and the Democrat could come behind you and just call you a homophobe. See, these terms that the Democrats come up with these days are just so stupid. I know once
They're real, so they
somebody
call
was
you a transphobe, a homophobe. If you say anything wrong to these people, they call you
yes,
out. Anything.
And I'm gonna have to start saying watching what I say on Fox News because I know some Democrats watch Fox News and I don't want to get canceled. There was a lady by the name of Michelle. Michelle lived in St. Louis and she had opened up to her family that she was a conservative. And by the time Michelle woke up, her house was burnt to the ground. I mean, ashes was just flying up
I mean,
because her
what?
family could not accept that she was a conservative. These are the extents. I mean, you see Antifa in cities like Portland and Los Angeles burning restaurants to the ground, even though they were black restaurants.
That's
they were
right.
burning them to the
See,
ground.
they want to destroy black business, but they're supposed to be the woke party. I mean, make it make sense, Emmanuel. It doesn't, right? I mean, they're supposed to be the woke party, but they're burning down black business. Come on.
Yeah, it's truly upsetting. And I'm a proud sponsor of my colleague Jimmy Boulder's bill to announce and denounce the terroristic acts of Antifa. I think on a more serious note, we have a problem in this country with identifying domestic terrorism. And what happened in my city of St. Louis, a city where I grew up around a lot of St. Louis people, it was upsetting to see the communities that once thrived with black owned businesses and black owned hair parlors and all those things and barbershops. It was upsetting to see that those businesses were burnt to the ground. And there were some restaurants on those streets and that were burnt to the ground that had been there for generations.
Right, family-owned black businesses.
Yes,
right.
There was a lady by the name of Sister Shirley. She's the kinfolk to Shirley Caesar, and her business was burnt to the ground, unfortunately, because the radical Democrats went into St. Louis and decided to burn down her black-owned soul food restaurant.
Wow, that is really something. So did they get insurance money for it? Were they able to get it repaired and back up and running?
Well, when the Democrats burn something down, they don't just burn it down temporarily. They burn it down all the way to the ground. And let me say, speaking on burning things down, the way the House of Representatives is going, your House of Representatives chambers is going to be burnt to the ground if you don't elect Republicans.
That's right.
The House of Representatives.
And I want to ask you about this too because you're in Congress. Your experience with Thomas Kirkman, dishonorable guy. He doesn't know a lick about policy. He got his degree, as I like to say, from eBay. He got it from eBay, DocHub, eBay, Google Docs. He got it from online. He got it online, and he didn't go to Yale or Princeton or Dartmouth or whatever. Where did he say he went to school? He didn't go to those places. He got it off Amazon.
My question to you, Michael, is who is Thomas Kirkman? All I saw was this white man presiding over the House of Representatives. I was like, who the hell is this?
Who is that? I mean, I don't know if he's white or not. Last time I saw him, I thought he was black.
Yeah. I don't know.
People don't like to sing because they like to change
Just like you can change your gender. You can change your race and everything else.
You can be transracial. Or
you can be trans iguana.
Trans iguana. I forgot. I want to identify as a glass table today. So let me live and breathe in my glass table elements. Yeah. Please let me just live in my glass table elements. Pronouns? Please let me live in a glass table. That's what they want you to think.
All right, glass. yes, these Democrats have just gone too far, too far. I mean, who thought of the idea? One day, I just want to be a puppy. Get down on my knees and be a puppy. My
Exactly. One day I want to be a puppy. Let me get on my bubble, get on my knees, and let me be a puppy. Right? That's what they want. That's what they want. Exactly.
This is just a shame.
It's a shame what's going on.
There's no reason why my children should go to their schools and see these children walking around here with whole boots and stripper thongs on.
Listen.
This is the ideology
at these schools, girls wearing skirts. They got chokers on their necks. They got colored hair. I mean, it's crazy. I mean, they've got blue dye, red dye, black dye, every kind of dye.
They had lace up leggings on, and they had chains swinging from the side.
Oh yeah, it's very secular, and I hold it.
I mean, it scares me. It scares me to know that these children are just so demonic.
Absolutely. And I want to break some breaking news to you. This is probably going to be a Fox News alert, but I'm not sure. But I hate to interrupt your interview because it was going so well. Let me see what's going on. Do we need to interrupt for that? The elect jet. Do we need to break for that? Do you think we should break for that? No. All right. False alarm then, but continue. I'm sorry, it's gonna be reported on a later date, probably on Fox and Friends. But continue.
It's just scary. It's just I don't know. You know, this country. You know, the United States. The United States. States United. What happened to
it's really something,
when you could
and
sit
it
down
is
with
just
somebody and actually have a nice conversation? What happened to Ronald Reagan Republicans? Where did all these
a lot of people say they're dead, but
Republicans
I don't know what happened to them. That's a darn good question, and I tell you, folks,
what happened to all those Democrat moderates during the Bill Clinton administration?
Yeah, that's really something, but that is unfortunately all the time we have tonight. Well, that is all that we have tonight, Emmanuel. I want to thank you for joining us, Jet. Jimmy, Jet, 2 J's. Jimmy, Jet, Andrew, Micah, Donald. What? Okay, all right. Well, we're not ending. So this is a Fox News alert. Like I said, I'm trying to get confirmation from my control room, guys. So hold on, because my control room is trying to tell me something. What? Okay, there's a Fox News alert. Breaking news at this hour. This is a Fox News alert. Jimmy Bowlers has been elected Senate Majority Whip. This is in a new poll. This is in a new ballot that I guess was completed tonight in the Senate. Just a couple minutes ago, that was sent to the Fox News channel by the Senate committees. But the results was 75% Jimmy Bowlers to 25 Preston Lennox, I assume is the Democrat. Not much information on this vote, but we do bring you a Fox News alert on that, and more will be reported very soon on the Fox and Friends. So very soon here, we're going to talk about what happened in this race. I'm sorry, guys. I got a lot of news coming in here. So that was our Fox News alert here. We're gonna bring on some different people in a second. But what I'm gonna say is this is not a surprise here. I think many people are gonna be voting Republican in 2022 because I think a lot of people are tired of this government bureaucracy that's going on in America. So definitely not a surprise there. Well, that's going to do it for us here on Michael Smith Tonight. We're going to see you guys tomorrow. I believe America's News headquarters should be up next with Parker Jackson. We want to thank you for your continued support. We will see you right back here tomorrow at a different time. Check the server. The server is on YouTube. There's a live look at the Capitol right now. Have a safe evening. Good night. God bless. Have a great night.